Well, it's all very interesting. Donald Trump's made his big policy announcement on YouTube, thus avoiding the press, which he's long called biased and dishonest. We will get to that in just a moment, but first, let's look at what he said he'll do in the first 100 days of office. Now, top of the Trumps is that he is definitely pulling the United States out of the TPP trade agreement. Arabella Munro reports.
The president-elect says he's ordered his transition team to draft a list of executive actions he can take as soon as he takes office in January. Trump sketched out his plans in a video released on YouTube.
I am going to issue our notification of intent to withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a potential disaster for our country. Instead, we will negotiate fair bilateral trade deals that bring jobs and industry back onto American shores.
It would have been the biggest regional trade agreement in history between 12 Asia-Pacific countries, accounting for around a third of the world's trade. TPP was championed by President Barack Obama partly to limit China's power in the region. US opponents criticized the deal for not having enough protection for American jobs, and without the world's biggest economy behind it, it looks dead in the water.
The TPP would be meaningless without the United States.
But what Trump didn't say is which countries he's planning to negotiate with and how. Not much of an update on his view before the election.
When you look at China, when you look at every country, every trade deal we have is horrible.
Trade deals generally take years to work out, and it's unlikely the Trump administration will be able to rework all of them. But the message he's giving is clear, that, as president, he will follow through on his campaign promises to American workers. That also goes for the energy sector.
I will cancel job-killing restrictions on the production of American energy, including shale energy and clean coal, creating many millions of high-paying jobs.
That's causing concern for environmentalists, who say there's no such thing as clean coal, and that there should be more investment in renewable energy instead of in fracking and shale gas. Trump also touched on one of the other major issues in his campaign, immigration.
I will direct the Department of Labor to investigate all abuses of visa programs that undercut the American worker.
Another assurance about American jobs. But perhaps most interesting about this message is what Donald Trump isn't saying. He didn't talk about the Affordable Care Act, despite comments from his Vice President-elect Mike Pence, who has said replacing it is a priority. There was no mention of the wall Trump promised to build along the Mexican border. During the campaign, he also promised to slash taxes and rip up the Iran nuclear deal. It's not clear whether Donald Trump can turn his campaign promises into American jobs, but his latest message should sit well with the key heartland states that voted to put him in the Oval Office. Arabella Munro, TRT World.